Should celebrities be held to the same legal standards as everyone else? Or does fame make it harder to tell the truth? They shared top billing in a best-selling book adaptation. But now, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni aren't co-stars. They're legal opponents in a brutal court showdown. What began as a feel-good collaboration on It Ends With Us in 2024 has unraveled into a multi-million-dollar battle over harassment, defamation, and ruined reputation. With lawsuits flying both ways, this isn't just a PR mess. It's a full-blown war, and the stakes are massive for both of them. They played lovers on screen. Now, they're fighting like enemies in court. When creative chemistry turns into courtroom chaos, someone always walks away broken. Be cautious who you build a career with. It could cost more than your paycheck. In a chilling turn of events, Blake Lively accused Justin Baldoni of sexually harassing her during the filming of It Ends With Us. The allegations didn't stop there. Blake's lawsuit also names Baldoni's publicists, accusing them of launching a targeted smear campaign to silence her. These claims didn't just make headlines, they reignited Hollywood's ongoing reckoning with how women are treated on set. For someone as media savvy and private as Blake, this wasn't just a legal move, it was a personal stand. Silence is no longer an option when the damage is already done. What happens when Hollywood's America's sweetheart says she's been wronged? Speaking up isn't easy, but silence lets systems thrive.
While a judge threw out the case against Ryan, the fact that he was even named shows how tangled this has become. This isn't just a professional battle anymore. It's personal, and it's pulling Hollywood's golden couple into a high-stakes storm. The deeper the conflict, the wider the fallout. Being married to the star doesn't mean you're just a bystander. Your reputation is never just your own when you're in the public eye. Next Thursday, Blake Lively will sit for a formal deposition. It's not just a meeting, it's a legally binding testimony. Every word she says will be recorded, scrutinized, and potentially used in trial. Her answers will be measured against evidence, timelines, and claims made on both sides. If there are contradictions, the consequences won't just be legal, they'll be career-defining. This is the moment where public narrative collides with courtroom fact. The spotlight is shifting from red carpets to the witness chair. There's no PR team in the deposition room, just questions and the truth. Your real performance begins when you swear to tell the truth. This isn't just courtroom drama, it's strategic warfare. Blake's team subpoenaed 2 of Baldoni's publicists, pulling them into the discovery process. In response, Baldoni's side filed a motion revealing Blake's own deposition date. It's a back and forth full of legal maneuvers, document delays, and high-level mind games. This phase isn't about flashy headlines. It's about preparing for the real battle in 2026. And every motion, every email, every delay tells its own story. Court isn't a sprint. It's a psychological marathon. Silence can be a strategy. So can speaking up too early. Sometimes the side that stays quiet longest hits hardest in court. Justin Baldoni didn't just defend himself, he counterattacked. He filed a massive $400 million lawsuit against both Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, accusing them of defamation and extortion. But last month, a judge dismissed that countersuit, calling the claims insufficient. It was a major win for Blake's side, but not a total one. The original harassment and smear campaign case is still moving forward, and Baldoni isn't backing down just yet. Winning one round doesn't mean the fight is over. Legal battles are layered. Even victory can come with a cost. A tossed lawsuit can still leave behind permanent reputational scars. At the core of this legal war is digital proof. Thousands of texts, emails, behind-the-scenes footage, and possible audio recordings. Baldoni's attorney claims it will expose the truth, but Blake's team believes it supports her story. The key question is this: when those records are compared to Blake's testimony, will her version hold up, or will this turn into a classic case of conflicting narratives with no clear resolution? The inbox is no longer private when you're on trial. Every emoji, every deleted line, it's all retrievable. Digital history is the modern courtroom weapon, and it never forgets. What started as a personal dispute could have industry-wide consequences. If Blake wins, it could trigger stricter guidelines on set and redefine how harassment claims are handled in production environments. If she loses, it might discourage future victims from speaking up. Either way, producers, publicists, and stars across Hollywood
are watching this case closely. It's not just about two celebrities. It's about the systems behind them. Sometimes the biggest shakeups come from the quietest testimonies. The outcome of this trial could echo far beyond the courtroom. One verdict could redefine safety protocols on every major film set. If you've made it this far, you're clearly locked in. So now's the time. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next twist in this Hollywood legal saga. Blake's legal team didn't stop at Baldoni. They went after his publicity team, accusing them of launching a smear campaign to tarnish her reputation after she came forward. That's a serious escalation. These aren't just background players. They're now legal participants with subpoenas and depositions of their own. If it's proven that PR professionals acted to damage her image, it could shatter the trust between publicists and their high-profile clients industry-wide. Behind-the-scenes power players are suddenly front-page news. The people who control the narrative are now forced to defend their own. When damage control becomes the damage itself, someone's career gets burned. In the court of public opinion, reputation often outweighs evidence. Blake Lively has long been seen as poised, private, and almost scandal-proof. Justin Baldoni has built a brand around emotional vulnerability and activism. But legal drama doesn't care about branding. It cares about proof. As both of their images are tested, fans, producers, and studios are watching not just for a verdict, but for how each star carries themselves under pressure. Image is currency in Hollywood, and this case is draining both accounts. A good reputation might not protect you, but a bad one will destroy you. Who you are online means nothing when it's your words on the record. All eyes are on the deposition. If Blake's sworn statements differ from the texts or footage Baldoni's team claims to have, it won't just hurt her case. It could expose her to legal risks of her own. Perjury is a serious charge, and even a minor inconsistency could become tabloid gold. But if her story holds up, it strengthens her credibility and could turn the tide entirely in her favor. Testifying is like walking a tightrope over a sea of receipts. One wrong word can shift public sympathy or shatter it. When your truth is tested by timestamps, the smallest detail matters. At first glance, this might look like another celebrity cash grab. But for both parties, it's about legacy. Blake Lively doesn't need another paycheck. She needs to protect her name, her family, and her future roles. For Baldoni, whose public image revolves around empathy and social justice, these accusations are devastating. This isn't just about who pays what. It's about who the public chooses to believe when everything's on the line. Money can be replaced. Public trust cannot. This case could define the next decade of both of their careers. Sometimes the courtroom isn't about winning, it's about surviving the fallout. No matter how many motions are filed or what footage leaks online, it all leads to March 2026. That's when the trial begins, and both Blake and Baldoni are expected to testify in front of a judge, jury, and the world. Every headline, every quote, every clipped soundbite will be replayed endlessly. There's still time for a settlement, but if it goes to court, expect the drama to be louder than any film premiere. The courtroom might be the quietest place, but the loudest moment in their careers. Everything up to now is just the trailer. The main event hasn't started yet. Sometimes, real life needs a content warning more than fiction ever does. Studios are watching this case like hawks. If Blake wins, it could encourage more actors to speak up when things go wrong on set. If Baldoni rebounds, it might make some think twice before filing suit. Either way, legal teams in Hollywood are now being looped in earlier during productions, reviewing contracts and advising talent on what to document from day one. This case has put the entire industry on high alert. Every call sheet now comes with a side of legal advice. What used to be whispers in trailers are now courtroom declarations. Hollywood is learning that NDAs won't protect you if the story breaks anyway. For women in Hollywood, coming forward still comes with a price. Blake Lively, despite her A-list status, now faces relentless headlines. Social media speculation and invasive questioning. Lesser-known actresses often endure worse in silence. This case puts a spotlight on the double standard, how accusations made by men are called bold, while those made by women are dissected and doubted. And it's not just about Blake, it's about every woman watching, wondering if it's worth it to speak up. There's a cost to telling the truth, and a bigger one for staying silent. When you risk your career to protect your dignity, the world should pay attention. Change only happens when someone's brave enough to take the first hit. As details trickle out, fans are taking sides. Some defend Blake no matter what. Others rally behind Baldoni, citing canceled culture fatigue. But the truth is, most of these users don't know the full story. One leaked screenshot or edited clip can spark a firestorm that burns for days, regardless of legal fact. That's the danger of real-time internet justice. It moves faster than the court, and it never forgets. Trial by jury is tough. Trial by comment section is brutal. Every swipe, post, and hot take could sway perception before a verdict is ever reached. Once the algorithm chooses a villain, it rarely makes room for nuance. Whether she wins or loses, Blake's image will never return to its untouched glow. But that doesn't mean her career is over. Depending on how she handles the testimony, the aftermath, and the media spin, this could become a comeback story or a cautionary tale. Studios, brands, and directors are all watching to see if she stands tall under pressure or crumbles in contradiction. Either way, her next role might not be on screen. It might be reclaiming her place in the industry. Reputation is fragile, but resilience is powerful. One trial doesn't end a career. It reveals what that career is built on. The spotlight may dim, but it doesn't disappear. It waits. This case isn't just another tabloid scandal. It's a legal chess match with real consequences. For reputations, for safety on set, and for the future of how Hollywood handles conflict. Blake Lively will take the stand. Footage, texts, and truth will collide, and when the final verdict arrives, it won't just be her fate that changes. It might be the whole industry. If you want the full story as it unfolds, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be here to break it all down. This video is based on publicly available reports and legal commentary. It is not professional legal advice. For questions about legal rights or procedures, always consult a qualified attorney.